Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Same Beyond and Through with Monty. The caption reads here, Pictured OnlyFans star Courtney Clenny is seen teary-eyed in a mugshot from Hawaii just after being arrested at nearby rehab facility for murdering boyfriend inside their Miami apartment. Now, in case you're wondering, what is this about and you need to be refreshed, here you go.
This case will come down to one thing, and it will be fascinating to see this play out. Was this a case of self-defense or not? The video, say prosecutors, shows Courtney Clenny punching her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in a private elevator heading to their luxury apartment in Edgewater. Just over a month later, prosecutors say Clenny stabbed Obumseli to death.
The knife entered Christian's chest in a downward angle to the depth of 3 inches.
Clenny goes by the name Courtney Taylor on social media. She is an OnlyFans model who had millions of followers. The arrest warrant spells out a tumultuous relationship with domestic violence on both sides. Their building staff and security documented so many incidents of arguments that management was moving to evict them. On the day in question, April 3rd, prosecutors say Clenny called her mom, who was on the phone at the time of the incident, they say. In the call to 911, Obumseli can be heard saying he is dying, and Clenny saying, "I'm so sorry, baby."
But it gives restored hope that even though delayed, justice will still come.
Detectives spent months looking into whether or not this was a case of self-defense. Clenny said she was thrown to the ground. Cops say there was no physical evidence of this. Clenny also said she threw a knife at Obumseli from 10 feet, according to police. But the medical examiner's office said a knife thrown at this distance would not have caused the fatal wound. In the arrest warrant, Clenny tells police, quote, "I do not think that this was, I don't know. I really don't know if this was justified at all." Clenny has been charged with second-degree murder. It's important to point out, although we stress that video and the state stresses the video, they say that is only a piece of the overall puzzle here, and you heard me mention the other areas of their concern. As far as Clenny goes, she is still in Hawaii awaiting her first appearance in court. She is expected to waive extradition and will appear in court here in South Florida in the upcoming days. Of course, we'll follow this case for you. For now, we are live outside the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. I'm Rosh Lowe, Local 10 News.
Okay, so you've seen that, and here is the mugshot in which they are referring to. This young lady here was apparently someone's preference, and apparently they wanted this wonderful life with this preference full of biracial babies, and that did not happen. So let me kind of unpack something here and tell you why I even posted this particular video. Because a couple of black YouTubers have posted this in a sympathetic light towards Obumseli. And they tend to have forgotten the disparaging, derogatory, hateful remarks in which he made and directed towards black women. Now, before I go any farther, let me make this plain and clear. I do not wish death upon anyone. I am not gleeful nor happy that this man had to perish this particular way at the hands of his preference. However, to some degree, you do have to look at it this way. He put himself in that position because what he wanted was a white woman. What he stated was that black women were, low down, pretty much ratchet, no good. He made himself out to be like he was better than them. And for these black YouTubers who are trying to garner sympathy from other blacks to rally around this particular case, no, I particularly will not do it. Why should I give someone sympathy in death that they did not give black women in life? My mother's black. My sisters are black. My cousins are black. My aunts are black. Some of my best female friends are black women. So you did not have enough empathy for them in life. You chose to go off with this so-called preference that you pedestalized, that you idolized. And look where it got you, 6 feet under. Now, you're the type of black man who, had you would have been alive in a position of power, you might not have hired black women. You might have been in retail or something like that, smiling at your preferences, being all friendly, greeting them. But when it comes to a person who's not your preference, black women, you would have not been so friendly. I've seen this happen many a times. So I do not know why people expect someone to rally around someone who thought the way he did towards black women, who spoke down upon black women, which is ironic because his mother's black. This type of self-hatred, look where it got him. Had he would have been more open towards, other women, black women, maybe he wouldn't be in the position that he's in right now. He was so caught up and hung up on being with the white female, of having these biracial babies, that he stayed with someone who's very volatile, very angry, very just a violent female. He stayed with her. So you have to look at it that part of his own demise is his fault. He could have walked away. Don't blame me for being insensitive. He's the one who was insensitive towards black women. Had he would have been more sensitive, maybe this would not have never happened. Maybe this is a result, too, of him sending all this negative energy out there into the universe towards his ancestors who decided that we're going to discard him. We're no longer going to protect him. And for all this sympathy that you guys want people to give, we'll leave that up to white women. We'll let the white women who are his preferences donate to, the GoFundMe, cry tears of sympathy towards him. They can do that. That's who he liked. That's who he pedestalized. That's who he wanted to be with. But don't come there to the black community expecting them to just forget and forgive. That's the problem with black people today. We tend to forgive people too easily. And even when people should not allow death to somehow smooth things over. People shouldn't allow death to make them more empathy or sympathetic towards people who did them wrong in life. If this man was still alive, he would be nothing but poison. I'm not saying he should be dead, but don't sit up there and come bringing this shit to me or to other black people and expecting sympathy or expecting us to rally around him in death when he didn't rally around black people in life. Unless, he even spoke disparagingly about black children. When you make a claim that I want biracial children, are you saying that there's something wrong with black children? Are you saying there was something wrong with you when you were a child? He must have nieces or nephews who are black. Is there something wrong with them? No, this man was too toxic while he was alive for me to give a damn about him in death. Some of you may think that's cold. Well, so be it. I just said it. That's how I feel. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that he deserved death, but he sure don't deserve sympathy, at least from me. I'm not about to give it. Does she have a GoFundMe, by the way? I might give to that. Was she abused by him? From what I've heard, they claim that they both were abusive towards each other. Maybe she did the black community a favor. Who knows? I don't like traitors. I don't like people who harm black people. I'm very much pro-black. You do harm to black people, I really don't have that much to do with you. Regardless of what color you are, black or white. That's just where I stand with that. So Those of you who want to feel sympathy towards this Christian imbecile in death, go ahead and do that. Your choice. But it's my choice not to. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Sin Beyond and Through with Monty, and I'll see you all beyond and through.